schools is you get a big variety, but you also do have to watch what public school you send them to because some teachers don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
That's another thing. And some kids don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Some parents don't give a fuck. I mean, the kids.
The whole administration sometimes. The whole administration is effective sometimes. But don't get me wrong, definitely do believe in that one. Because when I went to North College Hill, it was like culture shock to me. It's sad to say. Culture shock, like the way I act, the way I talk. It was just like, oh, he's really nigga like that. I've never really been like capitalized before the 7th grade.
Nah, that's why.
Big glasses and when niggas before the headband, his first day of school, and all that goofy, whatever, man. But it definitely broke me into like my people. Like before then, I was really like not necessarily scared, but timid. I feel like I had that same like overlook as everybody, as the white folk had. Like they niggas, they this and that. But I mean, we niggas, but we cool, we cap, we dope. That's just our culture. Like that's just what we do. But I was messing with. I definitely feel that.
They say with like college, they say you got to go to college. They say it's good to go to college and live on campus for like a year or something like that versus living at home. And then also, most of the colleges I looked into, they said that freshmen can't have cars on campus. It's because they want you to actually experience the college, instead of having to
Get
go
your
out.
ass up, walk. Just to get to meet people so you don't, and also so you don't have access to certain things, so you're not really, able to just do everything easily. And maybe you find a way how to get around without your car and stuff like that, just to make you think. And I tell people all the time, that's another good thing for college. I mean, it just helps you grow up rather than just, the education in it. And I mean, it just depends on how people utilize it, honestly.
I feel like it's a good transition. I feel like that was my biggest, as far as like living wise, I ain't just jump straight into an apartment and paying bills. Like, I jumped into my own stuff, and, I had the freedom of being able to come and go when I had to without the responsibilities of bills. And so now I can understand time management and, the whole nine without me wondering if I'm gonna be able to pay my rent or not. But that gives you time to be able to get that time management down to a T, so that way once you actually move out, you start paying bills, you got the time management part down. At least some people do, or they should.
It's a work in progress.
If they do it right, everybody. Definitely teach you how to live.
I be struggling with that. I be like, damn. Like, I mean, just earlier today, then the fucking time want to change.
Bruh,
man.
It was 12 o'clock, the time with the what? I said, am I tripping? I was like, I know I ain't drink no 40. 40 today.
Mine was all that stuff, man. Mine was all that stuff. And I'm just like, it would be the day of all days. And I had said something last week about it, and I forgot. I forgot it was about to even change, and then I worked a 12-hour shift yesterday, so I'm just like really tired as hell. Went to the gym and everything, but hold on, let me finish these pancakes. What's up with that BP? Y'all seen that BP? Who is that?
J. Raj.
J. Raj.
Yeah.
Tell me about him.
He owns what is that? Treehouse and the Mix. Mix Ultra Lounge. I don't even know if that's still. Yeah, he owns Mango too.
That's called Copa now.
Copa now? Okay, it's called Copa now. It used to be called the Mix.
Is it Copa now or is it Copa now?
It's Copa Lounge now.
It's called Copa. You asking the name?
Nah, because he called it Copa now.
Oh shit! I said Copa now.
He was saying it's Copa
now. Yeah.
But now that shit is Copa. It's all Copa style.
No. Is it Copa or is it Copa now?
That sound like a damn tagline.
Go over there. I seen that a little closer. Underground. Little bar club.
See everybody?
Yeah.
What's the price right here?
I forget what it's called, but it's like a, Cincinnati used to have like, they wanted to build like a subway system underneath the city and all that stuff, but they never did. And then a whole bunch of like beer what's it called? Beer breweries, whatever it's called. They had like a whole bunch of like cellars down in the basement and stuff of the building. But for a long time they was like shut down, nobody ever used them. And now they started to use them a lot more.
Dungeon trying to party.
What that say?
I'm trying to think. Okay.
What you talking about, motherfucker?
It's like somebody pretty much bought out some space down in one of the underground like railroad kind of thing.
Shit.
And then they built like well, they actually built a club or a bar or whatever.
That's how you probably talking about. We actually worked there. I think it's off Central Parkway.
I'm not sure. I had to look it up.
Yeah, that shit was the dungeon, nigga. We was down in that bitch. Well, it wasn't my party. It was somebody else's party. You said what? It's on, Luke, no.
Origin.
Shout out to Origin, yeah, for sure. Color Pro. Color Pro. Shout out to my dog. This guy. What is the place that we were at with K Killer? The first event that we did with her.
First event with K Killer.
He's working security. Maccabee.
The Maccabee.
That's what that joint in the dungeon.
That
joint was the dungeon.
That wasn't like
it's called Ghost Baby, and it's the entrance is on Republic Street, 1314 Republic Street.
It's called Ghost Baby.
And they say it's supposed to be haunted with
Ghost Baby.
You know what you would be
mess
doing.
with spirits.
They be in there off the holy rockers and everything. Holy rockers. I don't know what they be doing.
Nah, I can't be with that. Nah, yeah, the Maccabee was that reminded me like some Blade. Y'all remember when they were partying in Blade? Yeah.
See, shit like that, I would love to be in some shit like that though. Just everybody just going ham, probably everybody just messed up. Just
Can't see who right next to you.
Just having a good ass time though. Like nobody.
Blade, you heard me?
I guess besides Blade, wanted to start some shit.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody in there. Everybody in there just chilling, having a good time.
Leave them vampires alone.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Let them live. Let them live. They got their own little organization to stay away from them.
Back to read. I ain't even know this building was still in use.
Yeah, man. It definitely is.
Yeah, when I used to rap past, I'm like,
Yeah,
it look nice in here.
It's low key. It's a lot of little buildings like this throughout the city that they just be renting out rooms.
People ain't even hit
You
to.
ain't hit? Yeah.
I had no idea.
Oh, yeah.
No idea. That's,
I'm thinking this was
yeah. I really ain't even pay no attention to it because I used to catch the bus down there. That was a minute ago, but I always used to ride past here and I never knew what the hell was over here. Then I used to go to the Walmart.
I remember so vividly
Down
because
the way.
that hotel next to it, I don't know why I keep thinking of that damn hotel. That shit give me the creeps. That hotel right
Drake
there.
Motel building.
The Hero Motel.
That shit give me the creeps. Don't even.
You got the Africa joint too?
Yeah.
Eli. Dang, that's what's up.
You said Africa?
Yeah. Them red, they said red iPhones, every time you buy one of the red ones, they donate money to Africa.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't even know.
He doing it for the culture.
You don't even know he's doing it for the culture. Damn.
Yeah.
Don't even know. Yeah. Fellowship.
That's how you do it right there. That's success.
Right.
You just don't even know you're doing
Ask
it.
this fortune. You don't even know.
Y'all is stupid. That boy wouldn't even listen to that. He just heard that price. Yeah, we got an Africa phone for $59.
Man.
Yeah, I do remember what you talking about. I think it was that red campaign, but they was doing mad products though, more than phones. Yeah.
Eli, you sitting down? You want to sit down?
Yeah, I'm sitting.
Followers tuning in.
Good morning, world. It's your boy here, Etter, live with the BMM crew on this beautiful Sunday morning. All praise be to God this morning, man. Gratitude, man, gratitude. And we got the man himself here, Mr. Gratitude. But before we get into that, I want to shout out everybody. We got Devoe in the building today, as always. We got your boy Eli over there holding out on us.
Yeah, you been holding out for sure.
Big holding out,
man.
Big holding out. We got your boy Junior in the building with the podcast crew today, third episode. I believe we're running. And man, it's been a great experience for me, and I just want to thank everybody. One quick topic I do want to hit on before we get started is you guys can go on to the BMM website. Devoe put his time in launching that website. It's been up for a couple months now, I believe, and we got some things on there. If you do want to get on the podcast, you can go on there and fill out the application on the podcast, so we can have you on the podcast and get your story out there. Also, check out the merchandise. Matter of fact, I'm tripping.
Pull that, show that thing out. There you go. Okay then. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's how we doing that.
Yeah, definitely check out the merchandise, man. We got cell phone cases, hats.
Everything. Everything.
Yeah, everything, man. Get on there and take y'all pick. And what's most important that we got on that is the membership that we got going on. I ain't going to hit on it too much, but some of you guys that want to get involved and be a part of what the BMM has got going on, you can sign up for that membership right now. It's on sale, I believe. And you'll have access to a lot of things as far as your financial tools, as well as a bunch of resources that you get access to. We'll have Devoe hit on that on another time. We'll probably put together a whole segment. But on the website, it gives you a breakdown of everything that you can get signed up for. But like I said, we'll have Devoe do a whole other segment because we know some of y'all don't like to sit there and read. Y'all want to have people explain stuff to y'all. So that's the reason why we got on this podcast. But nothing wrong with that. We all human.
It is what it is.
Hey,
it is what it is.
You get your information how you get your information nowadays. But yeah, you could definitely get on there. And then also we do have the calendar with the events on there. So if you guys want to know what type of events that we're hosting and what type of events that we're putting together, go on the website and find out. You scroll down to the bottom of the page. Yeah, scroll down to the bottom of the page, and you'll be able to see that. One quick thing that I do want to touch on before we get our special guest on the mic is my guy Junior. He had brought up something in the feed that we have this current week, and I want to have him hop on here and tell us a little bit about that and what he quoted, and I'll say what he asked, the question that he asked. I just had a disturbingly accurate conversation about our youth being lazy and taking the cop-out method when it comes to working. And we had a lot of good feedback, and a lot of brothers had a lot of things to say on that, but I do want to get his opinion and what made him, well, obviously he had the conversation, but what he really thinks about that. So
yeah, so about that, I was at my son's daycare, having a conversation with the daycare provider, the lady up there. She said how hard it was to keep good employees working for her and everything. So when we were having that discussion, kind of went on for a little while, but it just made me think, like, at what point did we kind of switch from being hard workers to just not wanting to work at all? I see a lot of times, like especially nowadays on social media, I see a lot of people who want to live that, they call it laptop lifestyle, that freedom lifestyle, they're overseas or whatever, doing all their work on a laptop and just, kind of enjoying life. But I guess what people are when people are looking at that, they're idolizing those people, but they're not really seeing the behind the scenes of how they got to that point.
The process.
Exactly, the process of how they actually got there, all the hard work that they had to put in, all the learning and studying and everything that they had to do just to get there. So a part of me says that, you know, it's okay to, I guess, live that lifestyle. That you don't have to work. I mean, if you got a means to make some money and, you know, have a lifestyle that you want to live out here, you really don't have to work. But at the same time, you know, when it comes to building yourself a home and you got to pick up a hammer, don't go home. Like, actually go ahead and pick up that hammer and beat the nails in. You know, you gotta do that, in my opinion. So I just want to try to figure out how exactly can we get back to a point. How can we, I don't want to say make it a trend, but how can we make it a trend to, you know, work hard at doing stuff, work hard to accomplishing our goals.
Hard work became a skill at some point.
Yeah,
It's crazy, and you know, I feel like I had posted something on Facebook about that not too long ago. It's like, you know, I get up and go to my job, and I feel like I do what they ask me to do, and I try to do a little bit more, simply because that's where I'm at. That's the situation that I'm in, and they're providing me with money to do a service, and you know, if you don't like it, you can get yourself out of that situation, like Junior kind of hit it on. And I think it's important for you to go in there and take every day for what it is, and put in the work, instead of complaining, instead of acting like, you know, somebody owes you something. Don't nobody owe you anything. Yeah, you got to get out there and put the work in, and that goes a long way. Just working hard, and you'll see people see how successful that you want to be, and you'll be able to, you know, put yourself in a position where you can do something for you and your family by working hard. And I'll tell you this: a lot of y'all not gonna work hard for yourselves, even. You know, y'all think y'all somebody else running the organization. It takes a lot to put together an organization, and those people, the people that are leading you, you know, they working their ass off as well. But you know, you sit there and complain and do all that other stuff. Nah, get on board with whatever you're doing. If you want to make your situation better, make your situation better. You got to make different moves, but you know what you got to do in that certain situation. Don't be expecting no handouts on that. But I appreciate that, Junior. That's one topic that I really like, and that's another good thing just about the BMM. Those type of topics come up. That type of information is the type of wealth and knowledge is spread out to the young men that we have in the organization, and they're getting a kind of a jump start on that information. But on another note, man, we got somebody in the building that I know personally, and we want to get his story out there. Luke Shakur, author of Optimism.
Uncle Luke
in
Uncle
the
Luke.
building.
Whoop, whoop.
You know, I know him personally, like I said, work for him, or work with him at a previous job, and I've seen dude handle multiple different lanes that he's been in, you know, from being an entrepreneur, being a great father, and also working a 9 to 5. So what I want to do is pass the mic over to him, so he can tell, you know, the people a little bit about himself, and his journey as far as being an entrepreneur and working a 9 to 5.
This is Luke Shakur, the author of Optimism. I honestly got started in the entrepreneurial life when I realized that, you know, I was working at a good job, but then what? And I realized, like, dang, do I really want to, you know, be in this 9 to 5 rat race for the rest of my life? Do I want to be looking forward to the weekend for the rest of my life? And I tell people all the time, if that's a life that you want to live, that's perfectly fine. But once I realized that that's something that I didn't want to do, and I realized the work ethic that I needed to get there, it definitely, like I said, put me in overdrive mode. I honestly started off doing auto body. I still do a lot of auto body on the side as well. It just, like I said, the startup and things for a business like that is something I didn't have at the point in time. So I started to research things that I could do without a whole lot of startup costs. I realized a long time ago that my purpose in life was to help people. So I went from nursing school to the auto body to now me doing the YouTube channels and the real estate on the side as well. I started the Luke Shakur, author of Optimism channel, simply because our youth is not motivated as we think we are. A lot of people don't understand mental health. A lot of people don't understand their daily routine, the daily habits that they have plays a big part in the mental health. The music you listen to, the food you eat, the people that you down to the people that you're around affects your mental health. Like some people ain't never been themselves because they with their boys, and it's sad to say. Like I said, I'm just doing this so I can liberate a lot of other, like I said, not necessarily black men, but the minority community in a whole. Like I said, I feel like we are in a whole, and I feel like that hard working is something that we talk about, but a lot of us don't do. We see the laptop people, in Switzerland talking about how they just, closed on a $5 million house, but they don't know a couple of years ago they were struggling. Right. But they worked hard to get to where they needed to be. A lot of people can't really, like I said, understand your grind. I get up 4:45 every morning, usually every Monday through Friday, and I work out, I do my reading, I meditate. But I learned that it's something good for my mental, but a lot of people don't have the discipline to want to get up for their mental. They rather be lazy and, sit in that bed and
they think sleep is more important. Right? They might think sleep is more important than getting that type of stuff in.
That's
Where you get 4:45 from? Is this a random time you chose? Or?
I honestly was getting up at like 6:15, but it wasn't giving me enough time. I recently started going back to the gym, so I started going back to the gym about 2 weeks ago. 4:45. I try to be at the gym by 5. So 4:45, I'm up, putting my shoes on. I ain't rolling out of bed at 4:45. I'm up, getting everything going. I'm trying to be at the gym by 5 o'clock. Be done at least by 5:45, 6. Get back, shower, do a little reading, do a little meditation. I mean, I just tell people they don't understand how essential it is to prepare for the day. Like when I started meditating and when I started doing my yoga and things like that, it started helping me because I wasn't mad on having to let somebody over in the turning lane, or I'm not gonna be pissed off the rest of my day because somebody took my parking spot. It's all about mental health. I get up early so I can pack my lunch, so I don't have to worry about putting all these GMOs and whatever they got in this food nowadays. And don't get me wrong, it's still the produce that we eat in Kroger's, but it's less of it. I'm not spending $60 a week at Kroger's. I spend $30 a week, get my cabbage, get my rice, and I keep it pushing. And then it's hard to do. Like I said, but a lot of people don't understand when you swinging that gavel or when you swinging that sledgehammer and you doing that construction, the wall don't break down the first time. Couple of, like I said, that the strength. I tell people all the time, the strength is in my routine. They ask me, how am I doing this? Why am I doing that? And a lot of people want to work out. I'm trying to work out. You want to get up? I'm gonna call you later. And I used to be that guy, but a lot of people gotta understand is that it's time to stop talking the talk and it's time to start walking the walk.
Yeah, most definitely. I think that's one of those things is once you know better, you start doing better. And at any time, at any point in time, that could come for anybody. You gotta have that mindset. Whereas my mindset is, he gets up early just because it gives him more time in the day. It's not. I mean, it's not really about anything else. That's the purpose of why you're doing that. Now, obviously, we know if you have work different schedules, some people on third shift they can't do that. But you also need to realize that you need to cater towards your type of lifestyle. You need to be getting up at a time where you serve the purpose of giving yourself more hours in the day. But one thing that I do want to touch on, simply because I've seen you go through these trials and errors with the ups and downs of the auto body business. Tell people a little bit about the auto body business, the auto body industry, and what you really did with the auto body industry. And I know you were working out of somebody else's gym. Tell the people a little bit about that.
I started in auto body probably about 3 years ago. There was a wonderful man named Keituville. He put me on game. That's honestly, Keitu really, like I said, and a lot of people see, a black man buying this and doing that and taking these trips and they're taking that trip, and they honestly, like I said, sometimes step back and get the hating, like, how he doing it and I ain't doing that. I had that same question, but it was in a different tone. How is he doing that? Right. And I ain't doing that. And he actually had fixed. I got into a wreck, real bad wreck. I tell people all the time, everything is a blessing depending on the angle. But he had fixed my Cadillac, and I was talking to him for a couple of minutes after. He was like, "How long you been doing this? What you do?" And he was pretty much breaking it down to me. and he got, you know, talking numbers to me, you know, telling me profit margins and certain things like that, literally 5-10 minutes, and he offered to me, he said, listen, I will help any black man want to come up, and that like literally brought chills to my body because it's uncommon. I wouldn't say uncommon, but it was uncommon to me at that time. It was uncommon to me.
But it's out there though.
Definitely.
It definitely is out there. People are out there that do want to help you. So
it was uncommon. Definitely, it was uncommon to me at that time for me wanting to get some help. Like I was just working in my 9 to 5. He was like, "This, you come to the shop anytime." Literally, maybe a couple of weeks later, I was like timid, like, "Do I really want to go to this shop?" But then I also asked myself, "Do I want to be working the job for the rest of my life?" And it was a no. So I started going to the shop, and that's why I really started to use all my hours in the day because I would get off at 6 o'clock. As y'all know, some days I would immediately change into my gear. I would change to my cold gear, make sure when I go to the garage, I'm cool. I ain't, you know, too hot or too cold, depending on what weather it is.
So you didn't go back home to change first?
No.
Why? Because that's going to waste your fucking time.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
So that's another thing y'all got to consider, man. Bring y'all stuff with y'all when y'all making these moves.
Definitely. I prepare to the fullest. I tell people all the time, like I said, I got my little Nike bag, but everything I need in that day is my Nike bag. Each outfit change, each whatever, but it starts with the preparation there. But the auto body, man, it's definitely a lot of money into it. I started, you know, relations with my first couple of insurance companies, and, you know, he actually started walking me through certain softwares, just helping me learn a craft. And I tell people all the time, it's the oldest saying, what is it? Give a man a fish and bread, he eat for one day, but teach a man to fish, he gonna eat for the rest of his life.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, definitely, Kitu could have gave me some money to get my own business started up, but he taught me a craft that once I get enough money to open up my own auto body shop, I'm gonna eat forever. But a lot of people can't understand and appreciate that, and it definitely correlated to other things. Like, you know, past the auto body, I can teach my YouTubing experience to somebody else. I can teach my auto body experience to somebody else. He can keep doing what he's doing, but we got to understand that in any aspect or whatever you're doing, it's okay to lend a helping hand.
Now, one thing I do want to know, are you currently still with the auto body? I know you had cut back on a little bit of doing the auto body. Are you currently still doing it, or how active are you doing it? Are you not doing it as much, and why are you not doing it? What were some of the struggles that you might have had?
Okay.
Yeah.
It's honestly at a complete standstill for me, just because it's the startup cost for me. Like I said, don't get me wrong, I definitely am going to jump back into it once I start making a little bit more money off of my other endeavors, or at least save up the money to do so.
Is that still your passion to do it?
Definitely. I love auto body, but, you know, more than anything, I love helping people. So with the auto body, I know that if somebody comes in and their day is terrible, and if I can, you know, turn a piece of junk that they just got into a wreck, and, you know, now, you know, people get into accidents, they be jittery, I just got into a wreck, you know, my life is over. Some people be thinking the worst, but then you bring them back a car fully put together, and it makes some people day. And like I said, that's the type of guy I am. When other people are happy, that's when I become happy. When I see other people like working, winning, like that, just like, yeah, like, you know, like when you really want to see the next person win, and, you know, it ain't no hating in your blood, and ain't no resentment in the way you speak or your tone. It's real love, and that's just how I am. And it's not a lot of people out there, but it won't be for long, because I feel like what we doing now is definitely gonna change the culture. It's gonna change the way we think as a whole. So I'm definitely doing auto body, but it's on the standstill right now.
And I heard you mention like your YouTube and stuff like that. So I don't know if you touched on it too much in the beginning, but you said the author of Optimism. Can you touch on that and like shout out your YouTube? So.
Okay. Definitely, I actually just got my first little review on the YouTube campaign. I've got about 44 hours of watch time, and, you know, seeing as my video is only 5 or 7 minutes long,
right,
people took in 44 hours out of their day in my first month of even starting to watch me. So it's definitely, like I said, been doing nice numbers. I honestly started it for the simple fact is that I feel like we don't have enough motivation. I listen to motivation videos every day. That's just period. Like, I wake up in the morning, that's how I get my day started. I mean, you can listen to some rap or some motivational music or whatever you want to do, but in the same aspect, what you got to do is you got to get motivated.
Yeah.
You got to
put you in a different mindset. That
Definitely.
type of stuff puts you in a different mindset. And I think that's one thing that people are not in tune with, is being in a different mindset of when you go to places. If you a lot of the rap music, and don't get me wrong, I like rap music, but a lot of rap music, they talk about drugs, sex, money, and all that.
It's
like
suicide and all that
yeah,
shit,
I mean,
like,
that's what's gonna be on your brain, you know, and you know, regardless of whether you want to believe it or not, your brain, you know, triggers things in your body and what you do. So, you know, you go to work like that, you might be a little bit more aggressive than you would be rather than listen to a motivational, you know, speaker, and you might not do your job as well as you know, you wanted to do that day. So I think that's definitely important as far as, you know, what motivates you and listening to those motivational things in the morning just to get your day right. And being up, you know, moving around in the morning, like you say, you hit the gym. I do as well, simply because I know I'm going to be able to have more energy after I leave the gym to go to work my long shift or whatnot. So I think that's something that people don't understand as far as having that motivational, that inspiration before you go do something in your day, and what you listen to definitely is going to affect you, and also just getting up and being prepared, man. So I think definitely you are on the right page with that. One thing I do want to touch on is, you know, you talked about love, you know, and the love you show people, and you want to, you know, show the people that, you know, you want to take care of the people who are, you know, in need. Where did that come from? And also, I want you to hit on, I know you have 2 kids, or 3 kids now. Congratulations on that.
Congrats.
I know you have 3 kids now, and I see the love that you show your kids. And, you know, there's a lot of black fathers in, you know, their kids' lives, but I don't feel like the love is always there. The teaching moments are not always there. Tell us how you kind of keep up with that, and just the love, because you seem so happy when you with your kids. You always happy. So touch on that about being a black father. Because and one thing that I will say is I don't have kids yet, so everybody hits me with, especially the women in my life, they hit me with, as soon as you have kids, it's gonna change your heart. Because I'm kind of that, you know, that asshole, that hard guy, like not, you know, breaking down any barriers. Tell us just, you know, how does it change when you have kids going from, and I know you had I believe you were at a younger age as well in your life, and just tell us a little bit about those experiences.
Let me start this off by saying I love being a father. I feel like me being a father has put me in a motivational mind. Don't get me wrong, I don't think you gotta have kids to be motivated. If I definitely could have did it a different way, I would have. But like I said, it was honestly the people I ran into, the whole nine. But I'm happy being a father because it's one of my most important roles. I tell people, you know, my biggest thing about being a father is that I get to pass on my knowledge to somebody. I get to break certain generational curses. And don't get me wrong, I'm not here to harp on what my parents did or what they didn't do, but I'm here to harp on what I'm gonna do. Like I said, you know, I wasn't apologized too much as a child. I apologize to my kids as often as possible because I want them to know that it's okay to be older and to mess up. It's okay for, you know, somebody younger to be in a different or better mindset than somebody that's older than you. And that's what we teach. I teach life lessons, and a lot of people, you know, say I'm in daddy mode 24/7, but that's how I am. No matter what we doing, no matter how small it is, if I see Cameron down on her luck, you know, I pray with Cameron. You know, like I said, that's the child that I have most of the time. My son, he stays in Columbus, and baby G, he's 6 months, so he's still pretty fresh. He can't get on his knees and pray yet, but
as soon as he can, huh? He's gonna be down there.
As soon as he can, and I tell people all the time, you know, it's so refreshing, you know, teaching something to somebody. And it was so small. The other day, I was teaching Cameron about how to not be wasteful. And I had went in the, you know, the trash can, and she had threw away, you know, a nice Reese cup. So, so I'm wondering, like, no, you didn't even ask me that I want said Reese cup. So she, I explained it to her, like I said, no matter what you got, you know, if somebody else can use that, at least ask.
Right.
And you know, the other day we had Popeyes. You know, I love Popeyes. And she had a little drumlet left, and she was like, Dad. She came to me. She said, Dad, I know you told me that before I throw something away or I'll be wasteful, to offer somebody else to make sure that they don't want it. And that just like that small moment, I love the chicken, by the way. Yeah. But that small moment right there, it was just like that one teaching, like you know, it can monument into something else before you waste this, or before you waste this book, or before you waste this. Like I said, everything ain't for everybody, but she finally got the concept that it's not okay to be wasteful. Now, if you done asked everybody in the room, do they want it, and then you finally end up throwing it away, definitely.
Dog eat it.
Definitely, definitely. But in the same mindset, like I said, being a parent is my number one role because it honestly brings me the most happiness. I found a solitude, and you know, like I said, everybody goes out. You just gotta find your lane. I love being with my kids. I love the aspect of having a family. I love the aspect of being able to give my guidance and my teaching on to somebody that's younger than me, and so it's like it's spread like wildfire. You teach one, they teach one, they teach one, they teach one. But it starts at home, and like I said, everybody, like I said, the whole BMM, you heal a man, you heal his future, but in the same aspect, you got to start him young.
Yeah.
It's easier to build up a strong man than it is to build a broken one, or like I said, woman, whatever you want to do, whether you're LGBT, it's easier to build you up than it is to when you're 22, 23, trying to change your mindset. Trying to change your mindset. And I feel like we're not taught that as a young age. We taught the wrong things, but you know, my daughter ain't into all the designer. I mean, you know, she like getting her nails done and stuff like that. She's a girl, but in the same aspect, she knows what's important because of me, and it just makes you feel good.
Yeah. Okay. One thing I do want to hit on too is kind of the situation that we see. Not for sure how comfortable you may be speaking on this, but as far as, you know, your kid's mom and the situation that you went through for them, and you know, kind of how you got yourself into that situation, as far as what you did, how you handled it, and you know, just even hitting on how was it when you first had your first kid, like what was that experience like? Because like I said, I'm not there yet, so I don't really necessarily know what those feelings are like, and do things start to change like immediately, or did it take you a little while? So hit on
Definitely.
that.
I honestly, and you know, as much as you know, as men would like to say that I got baby mama drama because she doing this and she doing that, wrong. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes definitely women are just flat out crazy, but ain't nobody gonna run on E. Like when I was 21, 22, I was really promising these women, you know, we gonna have a family, and you know, we gonna doing this, and I was honestly, like I said, thinking with my sexual intentions versus my like mental cap. I was letting my
You
think
good?
for me.
I'm good. A little
I'm
fun
good.
back there.
Need some water, man.
But I was letting other parts of my body think for me, and I had to step back and I had to realize that, you know, they not coming to me acting crazy for no reason. You know, my first baby mama, we went through our stints. Even my second baby mama, we went through our stints. But as more kids, I guess, I got a little more experience, and I learned how to handle my baby mamas, but women in general. Yeah. Like, you know, honesty is the best key. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The more you continue to lie about it, the more I feel like they have a way to feel the type of way.
You continue to lie, you gotta make up another lie.
You gotta make up another lie. You gotta make up. Where was you at last night? You know, you start saying anything. But I tell men all the time, deal with women how you want to be dealt with. You know, a lot of men can't really grasp that, and I tell people all the time, the biggest change in my life was when I ran into Antonio Etter, or when I ran into Ronnie Hester, and they were the first men that when I came to them with a problem, I'm like, man, I can't remember. I came to Ronnie. He like, yeah, man, I came to Ronnie about this chick. Ooh, something in my throat. I came to Ronnie about this chick, and I'm like, man, this girl done been with such and such, and I done seen her at the club, and he like, wait. You just was telling me about another story not less than 2 days ago about another girl. So how you feeling the type of way about her going to see somebody and you doing your thing on the side? Exactly. And literally that light.
As Ronnie would say, you got to keep it all the way game.
you got to keep it game, player.
You got to keep it game.
You got to keep it game, and that's when I really started to think, like, you know, sometimes it's not them. It was me. Yeah. You know, I had to realize that, you know, my troubles was coming from, they were self-inflicted. Like I was slapping myself, and I had to realize and step back that is, of these women, even if I'm not in a relationship, I don't have no sexual relationships with my baby mamas, or, you know, we keep it copacetic. We gonna keep it copacetic, because even if I don't have a girlfriend, what do I look like, you know, doing my thing with them on a Monday, and then a month later having a girlfriend.
Right.
And so they could be all in my ear like, you were just doing such and such with me. Like I said, to avoid all that conflict, man, just start thinking with your head.
Yeah.
Stop lying, and and like I said, I love talking on this topic because a lot of people will definitely go out and necessarily bash the men, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Not the men, but bash the women on what they doing, how they keeping them away from their kids. But a lot of people want to talk about what they doing and not why they did it.
Right.
And so that's where you gotta start being honest to yourself. What are you doing? What are you not doing? What fatherly duties are you not playing? And you gotta keep it game with yourself.
Keep it 100. Keep it 100. We always talk about that. Okay, man, I appreciate all that information that you gave us. The last section that we want to hit on, something that we want to start doing possibly on every podcast. We'll see how it goes. But we want to drop a gem for you guys, and that's just basically something that we think is important topic, and just something short and sweet that we want to get off our minds. One thing that I would advise for everybody is to get involved. Just being involved with what is going on necessarily in your neighborhood, in your city. Be around people that's going to put you in a positive mindset, and also being involved to make a change. I believe everybody is here for a reason, and everybody has the ability to make a change in their community by sharing what they have to offer, because everybody's different and everybody can bring something different to the table. You just got to get you just got to find the right circle. So I want to say get involved. Definitely do that with getting on the BMM website and seeing what we have to offer. And like Luke said, man, be a great parent in the household. So
Drop a gem, Junebug.
So one I want to drop today, I guess, kind of touching back on what Etter had mentioned earlier, but the way I want to put it is your worth is measured by the work that you do. So basically, you think that you're worth $50K a year at a job or something like that. You're not gonna get that payment just by sitting on your behind all day long. You got to show your employer how much you are actually and truly worth. You got to give 110%. Even if everybody else is sitting around the coffee table or whatever, chatting up or whatnot, you got to say, all right, it's time for me to get back to work because I'm trying to earn this $50K a year. After that, I'm trying to get another raise, get $60K a year, $75K a year, $100K a year. Every step in your life, you actually got to put in some type of hard work to get to that point. So, yeah.
Let me say something on that too. A lot of y'all people blaming other people for y'all limited success. Y'all blaming y'all boss. Y'all blaming the co-workers that don't come in there dressed to the dress code that the employer says come in, and then you think you can just do the same thing as them when they doing wrong, and you think it's gonna be okay for you. It's not gonna be okay for you. And even if they don't say something to that other person, but they say something to you, that's your problem. You think that's not fair. It may not be fair necessarily, but you can't worry about that because at the end of the day, that other person is not paying your bills. They're not doing nothing for you in your specific life, so you cannot blame other people for having that for not coming to dress code. It's not about that. So y'all need to hold yourselves accountable and stop blaming other people for your mistakes.
Drop a gem, Uncle Luke. Drop a gem.
I'm a piggyback on that. What y'all gotta understand is that, like I said, that kind of chills came on when he said that your worth is your work effort. And I tell people that all the time. If you want to do something that you ain't never had, you got to do something you never did. A lot of people want millions and they want the Bugatti and they want everything that normal people don't have, but you comfortable running a rat race. And like I said, some people, if that's what you want to do, I feel you. But to set yourself apart, that your work effort got to be monumentous. Like when I tell people how early I get up, 4:45, they be like, "Dang, that's what you got to do." That's it. Like, I ain't even know if there's a what's about it. That's what you can say. That's what you got to do.
What time you go to sleep?
I go to sleep around maybe 11:30. Some nights try to earlier than that. Yeah. But it's a discipline thing.
Right,
Most people be up till 12 o'clock, 12:30 at night watching TV. Even if I am up to 12:30, I'm still gonna get up in the morning because I know I got somewhere to be, and I know me sitting on my ass ain't gonna get me there.
Damn. All right. Wanna drop a gem, E?
So what's up? I'm about to drop a gem for y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so
Love it.
organization. You want to be organized on your daily routine. You just want to get a calendar. You want to get turn all your notifications off. Just turn on things that's important. Leave the social media to the side. We don't need to be keep the social media is what's running the world right now. So if it's for business, you know what I mean, definitely stay in tune with it. Make sure you stay always on the next trend, the top trends that's going on, because you wanna, everybody be like, they follow my wave, blah blah. But I mean, shoot, follow the wave, whatever. If some good, if you can make an income or it can empower you, definitely follow that wave so it can get you where you want to go. Yeah. Another gym I want to really speak on is work for free. Work for free, y'all. Definitely work for free. Put your ego to the side. You don't have to get paid for everything. We all need help with things, and we all trying to grow together. So, start working for free, man. If your mom needs some help, work for free. Like, she been raising y'all for a long time. That's what we need to do. So, let's do it.
For sure. I'm gonna drop a quick gem. Just do it, man. You feel me? Just do that shit, man. You know what I mean? And get over it. That's all I got for you. Yeah. That's how we gonna do that. That's how we gonna do that.
Get over it. I feel it.
Yeah, we close out. That's it.
Last couple of things I want to say, man. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Appreciate Luke Shakur coming in the building with us. I want to take the time to shout out J. Raj in Cincinnati. He got the grand opening for BP. That was on the 6th of March. A couple of days ago, he just opened up a black-owned gas station.